This is Kenny Omega. We're listening to One Nation Radio. Check it out, guys. These guys know what's up. Big Kenny Omega fans, and that's all that counts to me. Goodbye and good night. Bang.
This is Mike Sempervive from WrestlingObserver.com. Check me out on Wrestling Observer Live every day. And also check out your boys, Rich and James, on One Nation Radio.
Woo! You now rocking with One Nation Radio. Welcome to the program. James Boy, Richard Latta, and a couple friends with the show for your wrestling needs. Shopping out the rest of the IWC. We gon' tell her how it is. We gon' shoot from the hip. If they putting out trash, we gon' rip from the biz. Make sure that you tweet us and you rate the shows. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Now let's get it on the road. Hey. One Nation Sports. One Nation Sports. One Nation Sports.
Welcome to One Nation Radio. And now here are your hosts, Rich Latta and James Boyd. And thank you for listening.
SocialSuplex.com. BWB, what's up?
What's good? It's Wale, and this is One Nation Radio. You already know.
Welcome to the February 18th edition of One Nation Live. James, what's going on, man?
Wakanda forever. Nothing else to say. Nothing more to say. Run it.
Yes, Wakanda forever indeed. This is One Nation Live. I am Rich. Sitting here with James. We definitely watched Black Panther last week, and that was an experience in itself. Me not really watching many of the Marvel movies or superhero stuff because I'm not really into the fake stuff. So
he said on a wrestling podcast.
Yeah, you know. It was quite an experience to see, and I was not dressed, like King Jaffe Joe or anything. James, did you go back wearing a daishiki either time that you've seen it?
Nah.
No? Okay.
Nah. Like, there were a couple things I had my eye on me getting, but at a point in time I got reshoot, like, it just up against the deadline. I was like, yeah, can't do it.
Yeah. But yeah, let's get it started, man. First thing I want to talk about, it is the 4-year anniversary of us creating the Wrestling Square Circle along with Josh and Jeremy and Sierra, and it is 4 years later. We well over 1,000 members and growing every day, and I just want to thank all you guys for your memberships and hanging out with us and listening to these shows and debating and just adding, whatever you've added to the group. James, you got any thoughts on that?
Thanks for listening. Thanks for participating. It's fun to see people's varying opinions on stuff. You always hear the stuff about like the IWC using the pejorative term, and as far as everyone, more or less having the quote unquote group think mentality. And it's good to see that we have people that diverge and have actually some grounded reasons for why they think differently, and it gets people. People have their arguments all the time, and never gets, for the most part, never gets into stuff that reaches disrespectful territory, especially in the last recently anyway. So it's been fun, and I hope it continues.
Josh said they run the group now. And Simon said, "Thank y'all for not wearing African garb to a Disney movie."
I don't know what it is with Simon. He truly hates the joy people have from this movie. I don't know. If it was a black production company that made it, which is that wouldn't happen because they wouldn't have $200 million for a budget for this thing. I don't know. Besides that, what else we can do? Most of 90-some% black cast, black writing group, black director. I don't know what more. Literally, what more do you want from them?
What more do you want from me?
It's a black character. It's a black character that was created by a couple of white guys. Cool. What else?
Let's move on.
It's a comic book character, Marvel, DC. I don't know what else you want. People enjoyed the movie. People like the movie. I get it. I get it. You would like it to be by us for us. It's 90% that.
It's close as we're gonna get.
That 10% is some real shit that he'll hold out over. It really is.
Oh man! So first thing I want to talk about. Before we do that, Simon says, like the movie, hate the fake wokeness. It's just a movie, bro.
But you can say that about anything.
I mean,
can't you?
You can.
All right. Well, I don't know what to tell you. Just don't enjoy anything, Simon. I don't know what to tell you. Like,
killjoy monger.
Yeah, I guess.
Josh says it was a 98% fresh for a superhero movie.
Yeah, which is like ridiculously high.
So the first thing I want to talk about was WWE and them making the announcement that the single brand pay-per-views are going to be a thing of the past. No more exclusive SmackDown shows, thank God. No more exclusive Raw shows for the pay-per-views. They will be going to dual branded pay-per-views, with it heavily rumored to be turned into a 4-hour show each month. That hasn't been confirmed yet, but it seems pretty likely. James, do you happen to have the photo of all the superstars that were on the announcement from the network?
I do not have it on me like right on hand, but I can find it really quickly.
Okay. So WWE switching to this deal with the one pay-per-view per month, isn't this just an admission of failure?
Not much admission. I don't think it's a admission of failure. I think it's a thing where they're like, well, people aren't coming to this. I mean, I guess you could say, yeah, it is a admission of failure as far as what they've done to SmackDown since the brand split. Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I take that back. I take back what I said. Yeah, sure.
So who are we blaming this on? Because I feel like you have to divide this out.
Well, Vince is the booker, ain't he?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And it was like, I don't know why they consistently sold pay-per-views on, thinking people were going to come, with Jinder Mahal in the main event of how many of them?
Ooh, 4, 5?
Okay. And now, on the Raw side, what they were doing were giving away these huge blockbuster matches, like Roman Reigns and John Cena, and Braun Strowman versus Lesnar, and then leaving the rest of the card, repeat matches just over and over again. Not enough, people say now that we don't let feuds go long enough. That's bullshit. There's clearly a time to cut these things off.
I would say in certain instances that could be true. I would enjoy it if they were able to be able to have one match and then separate and then move on and then come back to it at a later time, as opposed to like you're in a storyline with somebody and you're literally stuck with them for 3 to 4 months.
No, it's going longer than that.
Well, I meant the general.
Rollins has been linked to the bar since SummerSlam.
Before SummerSlam.
Yeah, and that's how these things have been going. Like the Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho stuff, that was forever, but they were linked up.
The Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho,
Roman Reigns, Rollins.
Yeah,
that was forever.
The whole entire. That went from September until what?
Damn near February.
Until Fastlane, basically.
Yeah, so I don't ever want to hear people talking about, I wish WWE would do longer feuds with these guys, because they've been doing them and we've been seeing the results.
Yeah, those are the two that come to mind immediately. I'm sure there's a thing where
how long has this Dan Bryan and Shane McMahon shit been going on with Owens and Zayn?
That's been going on since October. But I consider that this is what I think, right? Look at the time of the year, all these things we keep, the ones that we're noticing going along.
Yeah.
There's a thing where pretty much they get done with SummerSlam. This is a recent discovery. They get to SummerSlam and they basically say, we're not doing shit until it's WrestleMania season. Or until Rome or whatever else. And you could, given the amount of length of time, you could do 2 feuds between that time. But they're just in a holding pattern. And, putting out, Seth Rollins versus a bar member for the 12th time, or Seth Rollins versus Jarrett KO for the 12th time in a row on TV,
why would people want to come?
Yeah, especially because
those shows.
These are on TV and these things are escalate. These things are not escalating to where there's a big blow off coming or whatever else. They're just having matches. They're just wrestling each other.
Right. Let's go to a couple of these comments. Simon says either the WWE or the Universal title will revert to the World Heavyweight title circa the Jack Swagger years, a.k.a. the Super Intercontinental Championship. The brand split never created stars. Competent writing during the brand split made stars. And Casey says, we in here. What up, Casey? Let's see what we got here.
I mean, the brand split made Braun Strowman a star.
Or did Braun Strowman make Braun Strowman a star?
Well, if he's in, I think that they don't put him with Roman Reigns and like for that long. I think he gets pulled off into something else if there's a brand split. I mean, there's no brand split.
Yeah, so like I don't know if it's a case where they feel like they have to.
I feel like that is absolutely an exception to the rule, though.
Yeah.
I feel like it's absolutely an exception to the rule. Like most of you guys in like Finn Balor, like main event, like guys that were like in the event that have been in the main event before that are now like they feel like so much like mid carders.
Yeah. And then, I don't think we have to worry about any jobbers being world champion again, if that's the case. And if they do, it's clearly not going to be in the main event.
Well, I don't know. Your main man, Dave Finishell, thinks that a guy that's literally a low mid card bottom of the prelim guy is just going to like become champion in the span of like a month. So I don't know.
Look, they can do it. I don't see that happening.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, yeah, that could happen. But like, I could say the same thing for like 5 other guys that are just as undeserving as him.
I told him the likelihood of that happening would be me making my debut at WrestleMania.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I think it's more. I said to him, like, I think it's much more likely he takes the pin than actually wins the damn thing. But who knows? Stranger things have happened.
So who was on that advertisement, James? Did you happen to run across it yet?
Yeah. So you want me to go front row, like front to back?
Yes, because James, this is SmackDown came out with the top 10 ranking last week, right?
Yeah, where like the champions were 1 and 2. Meanwhile, like the whole thing is about like. The people on this list will get opportunity. Is like, well, they got opportunity on around their waist or on their shoulder. They don't get more opportunity. They don't get more opportunity than that. Like, what the fuck? Like, what can you give them? You give them more money? Like, can you explain that? Can you like say what it is? Like, do you get more prominent spots on matches besides the main event, which those guys already made events? I don't understand. But yeah, so
tell them this is the real list.
Yeah, so they put out a list they put out a ad. Notifying people that own the network that they're going to co-brand pay-per-views from starting at a certain time. So the people on this list, it's 5 rows of people. The first row is Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, AJ Styles, Naomi, Nakamura. The second row is The Bar, Braun, Sasha, New Day, and Natalya. The third row is Apollo Crews. I don't know. Asuka, Finn, Cena, Charlotte, Owens, and Rusev. And then the last row is Alexa Bliss, Rollins, Bayley, Miz, The Usos, Becky, and Randy Orton.
So, yeah. So I feel like WWE sent a clear message with that advertising. Do you, James?
Yeah, they pretty much did a clear aside from like the Apollo Crews showing, but other than that, like, yeah, these guys are like it's more or less a power ranking. It's similar to the 2016 Royal Rumble poster.
Yep.
Where they pretty much like power rank guys in real time.
Yep. So notably absent from that list. Let's continue. Number 1, the United States champion, Bobby Roode.
Bob Roode, yes, no Bob Roode.
Bob Roode, geek.
Yes, also got a main event heel on the SmackDown brand. There is no Sam Zayn.
Yes, no Sam Zayn.
I'm only saying that how Rusev would say it.
Correct.
No Sam Zayn.
So, no Jind Mahal.
You can't even make that one work.
Yeah. That's Jind.
You can't.
That's Jind.
Oh my god.
No Jind Mahal.
Right. Okay. Yeah, man. Like it's not all that pretty.
No Corbin.
No Corbin at all. No.
No Jason Jordan. No Elias. No
Elias. Like the Jason Jordan thing makes sense because he just got injured. Yeah. So of course
Ambrose not
Ambrose,
there.
Same thing. He's hurt. No Samoa Joe because he's hurt as well.
Yeah.
Because those guys will clearly be on that list, and there will not be no damn Apollo Crews. No Bray Wyatt as well.
Yeah, no Bray Wyatt. Get him the fuck out of here.
To me, that was interesting. But then again, like he's in a prelim feud right now that's terrible.
Yeah, no Matt Hardy.
The match with other numerous terrible feuds. So
Bray Wyatt is gonna be the new Kane, bro.
That's a real lustrous standard to live up to, because I think I was looking at this the other day, and Kane has won Wrestling Observer's worst feud of the year like either 5 or 7 times, or whatever. Bray has yet to win one, even though like we know for a fact that whenever Meltzer actually does the list this year, like Orton versus Bray Wyatt will be the winner of 2017, by bar none.
It has to be.
Yeah, absolutely. So like Bray will then catch this first, even though like you could argue that he should have caught more. He should have more than one by now. So yeah, that's
unbelievable.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. Like who else are you interested by like being left off?
I would say Ziggler wasn't on there, was he?
No, he was not. But then again, Ziggler was on hiatus. Who knows? Whatever.
Correct.
He just got back.
Yeah, no real. They had 3 tag teams on there. I believe the Bar were on there.
Yes, the Bar,
the Usos, and the New Day. Everybody else,
geeks.
Everyone else, get them the fuck out of here.
The
Club Revival.
Yeah, Club Revival, all geeks.
Get them the fuck out of here.
Not a cruiserweight to be seen.
Not in sight, and also there was not a cruiserweight to be seen on Raw. So this is what I'm thinking is happening with that. They are quietly removing them from Monday Night Raw.
It makes the product better.
Yeah, like they're quietly removing them. Now I could be totally wrong about this. They could show up in a random 6-man tomorrow, right? But the way it felt is like these guys are isolated kind of to their own universe now in 205 Live, and that's not necessarily a bad thing because them dudes are killing it right now.
Right. But my thing is this, right? If they were on there, like the only thing you could do is put tourney matches on, right?
Right.
Like, why waste that when you can use that for TV or use that for the show? Yeah. Like, you're just going to burn through your tournament matches and, like, the whole thing is, like, the tournament is what's selling the show right now? You're just going to burn through it quicker? Nah, just leave the ass off. And then, like, for me, like, when I say, like, it makes the show better, like, those dudes have to work so hard and have to have such a high-quality standard of match for the crowds who actually give a fuck about them because of the situation that they're in, to where they're in this isolated off world where they're lesser than, obviously. So, like, I suggest save your crowd from dying on you. So that's why I say it's a better idea. And I really liked Raw as far as the matches last week for the most part.
Mm-hmm. Man, yeah. Anyway, 4-hour shows, James. Are you ready for this each month?
No. If it were me in a perfect world, that they got rid of the brand split, or not get rid of brand split, if they co-branded pay-per-views, they should be a 3-hour show, and then have the lower card matches be a thing to sell in the next week's episodes of TV. Mm-hmm. In a much similar way that SmackDown, and when it was really good at the beginning of the brand split, would build stuff on TV and then pay you off for the big match or two on the next episode and get you interested in tuning in to watch. You could easily do that with the U.S. title. You can easily do that with the tag team title of the Usos. You can easily do that with the women. They have chosen not to because they want to, throw as many belt matches on as possible, even though they have 9 belts right now on the main roster.
Now, the thing is that I've always said about these 4-hour shows where they can do 2 good hours. They may even be able to do 3 good hours, but there's going to be something in there. And now making this across the board, like, I think, even at the maximum level, they could only reasonably expect to do 3, maybe 2.5 good hours of a show.
Okay, let's do it like this, real simple. Aside from WrestleManias, how many good 4-hour pay-per-views have they ever done?
Like, you can say the Royal Rumble
this year, right?
You can say Survivor Series,
just in November, right?
And that might be it.
Exactly. They've done, and
that's not a WrestleMania.
That's not a WrestleMania, exactly. So
maybe 2016, but I don't know. That women match was a drag.
2016, what year?
2016 Survivor Series, like where Goldberg came back. Because they had the 7-on-7 match.
Okay.
Or excuse me, they had the Raw men versus Raw SmackDown.
The Raw men versus... That match was good, and the Goldberg match was good. What else is good on that card?
I can't remember.
Okay.
Like, there's always, like, a big block of time. Because
that's way too much time to be out there trying to do stuff. Like, you can't do quality... Like, it's really hard to do a quality thing, especially with the way they book. It's really hard to have really good quality.
It's not like it's about to be 4 hours of New Japan. And even New Japan at times, with some of the undercard matches, like, you have to get through those Suzuki-gun matches. Like,
yeah. Like, 4 hours is a lot of time to hold anybody's in entertainment for a full sitting or, whatever else without breaks. So, that's really difficult.
The thing is, like, Simon also said they're trying to kill us with content. The thing is, they don't make any more money for how long we watch this shit. So, I don't... Like, we're still paying $9.99, $1.99 free trial in this shit.
They still think that more is more.
Like,
even though everything tells them with their ratings basically just tapered off and from year to year, whereas a standstill, they're in quicksand.
Yeah.
Or not quicksand. Like, they're running in place right now from last year to this year, and like their attendance is dropping. They still think more is more. And their only reason why they're cutting off those SmackDown pay-per-views is because they realized they didn't build any more. It's more like cutting profits. Like they cut off the pyro. It's like, all right, well, we're gonna make the same amount of money anyway, so we might as well drop costs, and no one's gonna care. And sure enough, that's what they did.
Next thing I want to talk about, I sent two different tweets today that took off for their own various reasons. One of them was I came across a column that said Hulk Hogan was saying fans and wrestlers are pulling for him to make a WWE comeback. Now, I don't know any wrestlers in WWE. Like, I don't communicate with any of them on a first-name basis or anything. So there could very well be wrestlers pulling for Hulk Hogan to, come back to WWE and everything like that, right? But I simply quote tweeted, "No the fuck we not." And that shit took off on Twitter. Like, over... And this is not to put myself over or anything. This is just to say... if I wanted to put myself over, I'd do it. So... I had 85 people like it and 40 people retweet that. Just know the fuck we ain't. So, like, this is actually, like, going around like, yo. Like, people were standing with this shit, this fuck Hulk Hogan shit, and that's clearly where I am with it. So, I just want to, so basically say, go over his quotes. He did a interview with ABC Action News. He said, "The fans are pulling for it, wrestlers are pulling for it. We've got a really good rapport with everyone, and we are working towards it. Changing the story and making things right with the WWE Universe."
Hold on. Go ahead.
Hogan even seems to be hoping for one more match with legendary 16-time world champion and 2-time WWE Hall of Famer Ric Flair.
Jesus.
"I don't miss any workouts. I'm 65 years old and I'm trying to talk Rick into getting in the ring with me one more time. Rick seems to forget. Maybe he's been hit in the head with too many steel chairs. In this business, never say never." So, where do we begin? So, my major thing when I looked at that whole quote, it was changing the story and making things right again with the WWE Universe. Well, motherfucker, the problem isn't with the WWE Universe. The problem is with us. Now, they have these sponsors that they have to, quote-unquote, clear this shit with, right? To make sure people don't freak out and go crazy. I'm just letting y'all know, the day Hulk Hogan comes back, I'm about to be like that chick Moses Malone on Twitter that be either Michael Elgin at all costs. Hogan's getting it. WWE's getting it. Anybody that is on that side clamoring for that bullshit is getting it. And when I decide to make something happen on Twitter, it's gonna fucking happen. Like, like I'm going to make noise with this shit. And it's like, what did you think about this bullshit, James? Like I'm about to like,
I'm resigned to the fact that eventually he's going to come back. I'm not happy about it.
Hulk Hogan offers zero to the business in 2018. Zero.
I don't know. Maybe they can sell some shirts. I don't know. But I don't know what's the fascination with having him back, saying that, like, the way they treat John Cena right now. Like, you tell me who has more appeal to the audience right now, John Cena or Hulk Hogan? And you see how they beating that man with bumpskis. So I don't understand why, like, Hulk Hogan being back. Like, I guess the Goodwill Ambassador thing, but, like, you already got like a million of them dudes.
Yes.
Like, why do you need?
You have Bret Hart. You have Shawn Michaels. You have Ric Flair. You have pretty much everybody. Like, Hogan's not drawing a dime for you.
Yeah, like, I mean, the freaking, the biggest movie star in the fucking world is still a WWE guy. Like,
right? You have Austin. You have The Rock. Like, fuck out of here, Hogan. Like, crawl in a hole, bro. Like, I don't.
Like, I mean, obviously, a famous person wants to do anything, or not wants to do anything, but like a famous person that has spent his whole life on promotion, always, is always going to be in a spot and put himself in a position where, like, he's going to put himself, give himself that put himself in that space to keep doing that. But at the same time, like, I don't know who's really clamoring for Hulk Hogan to be back.
Yeah,
I don't really. I mean, I'm not checking for Hogan like that to see what people think about him. Like, I'm sure there are people that that wish that he can do whatever he can do to get back, but like, he ain't done a damn thing to be like there's something redemptive in this story to have WWE bring him back or anything else. He hasn't done anything as far as like apologizing in any type of sincere way or any type of outreach type of thing. Like, and honestly, like, if he did at least as much as that, I can be like, all right, well, he did at least try something. And granted, like, there's nothing that's going to, like, quote unquote forgive him or forget. Like, it is what it is. Like,
bro, like,
that dude did more than just like state that he just like said the what do you say, the dreaded N-word. So like, for me, it's like, okay, like, that's what you really think about all these people that that fucking loved you, and so I ain't got
no love for you on this side, bro. Like,
yeah. So for me, it's like, look, man, do what you do because that's what you want to do, but like, I ain't gotta care. I really don't.
Yeah, and when he says he's working towards it, I want to know what that means. Like we've got a really good rapport with everyone. Who the fuck is everyone? Like, are you talking about the WWE board of directors? Like, are you
probably WWE
doing all that, changing the story? So you're just gonna make that shit go away? Like, you're gonna say what you said or what happened didn't happen now?
Well, our president seems to be able to do it all the time.
Correct. But yeah, man, like with this Hogan stuff, it's like TMZ has been trying really hard to get Hulk Hogan back in people's good graces. They retweeted a bunch of stuff with Diamond Dallas Page, with Booker T, with a bunch of people saying Hulk Hogan, he's not a racist. Well, motherfucker, who am I going to believe?
Some other motherfucker or him himself?
Yes.
Yeah.
Am I going to believe some other motherfucker or Hulk Hogan himself?
Yeah.
Who's telling me he is a racist?
Like, when someone tells you some terrible shit about them, believe them. Yeah.
Like, fuck out of here, bro. Like, I can't believe this. Like, I can't believe people are getting caught up in this fucking delusion of Hulk Hogan still, like, in 2018.
Yeah.
Bro, he can't wrestle a match.
Nope.
He can't do the leg drop. He can barely cup the ear.
I can barely cup the ear.
And spin around in a circle without tearing something. He's donezo.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, whatever.
This is awful, bro. Like
yeah, it certainly is.
Simon said, fuck Hogan. Change these nuts. Bitch ass racists. Casey Norton said Flair is half dead. And also, Hogan ain't putting nobody over in 2018.
Oh, yeah, that's another one where you say he wants to fight Flair. Like, Flair was on his deathbed like 4 months ago.
Yes.
Or, 3 months ago.
Come out here and die fucking with your dumb ass. Simon says, I'm going to be right there with Rich clowning this white supremacist and WWE. Simon said, if we going to F with Negroes, let's get a rich one. No excuse with that. Yeah. So, the man said what he said. Everybody can go look it up. And... yeah. When he comes back, because I'm pretty sure it will happen.
Remember the excuse he gave? He was like, that's how they taught it. Like, that's how we talk. That's how they taught where we grew up. It was like, motherfucker.
And then
like,
people came out saying they grew up with him, and it was like, that never happened. What the fuck is he talking about?
I was like, little do you know, like, well, I mean, one this person that, like, lived 20 minutes from where he quote unquote came up at. It's like, no, the fuck they didn't.
Yeah.
Nah, man. Like, that's not typical behavior. Like, yeah, there was standard racism back in that time or whatever, just like there is standard racism now. And a lot of people are a lot more socially impolite compared to the standards of today, sure. But nah, man, nah. That wasn't like a thing like that. No, fuck out of here.
Yeah, man.
Like, you don't just walk down the you didn't just walk down the street calling them up saying nigga all the time. Like, get the hell out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, even the 70 motherfuckers are calling you Negro. Like, get out of here.
So when they bring him back, I will treat Hulk Hogan similar to how rapists are treated, similar to how murderers are treated. I'm just going to address him as a racist. Oh, old racist ass Hulk Hogan's on the screen again. They'll be like, self-admitted racist Hulk Hogan is back for this segment. Funny. So whenever the fuck Hogan goes, like, it's like that's just so hurtful because like I slapped fives with Hogan on several occasions, and the man, I felt like I was conned. Like,
it would be one thing if it was like, so. There's one thing that's like that pisses me off as far as like people like Tim Hardaway or someone like Michael Vick, where they did something wrong, they did something fucking terrible, and then like they literally went on a path towards redeeming themselves and putting in work and everything else to basically show you that this person has like learned from their mistake and whatever else. And they're still, like, treated like shit. Like, it don't matter what Michael Vick does, no matter who he reaches out to, doesn't matter who he forgives on behalf of whatever else, like the Riley Cooper thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many times he goes.
Look, all Michael Vick can do is forgive.
It don't matter how much community outreach is done. It don't matter how many times Tim Hardaway has done stuff and worked in accordance with leaders in the LGBTQ community. It don't matter. You're a freaking homophobe forever. You're a dog killer forever. You're on the outskirts of society. We will never let you in. But Hulk, you bring out Hulkamania.
They just want it back.
Start playing real American, and you bring out that red and yellow and white and blue, and motherfuckers are just bending over backwards to want him to come back.
It's like the reverse James Harden of like, how motherfuckers about to bend over backwards and not give James Harden MVP.
Yeah, they're trying so hard. Yeah.
They just want they want to move these goalposts closer for Hogan at any chance they can get.
Yeah, I mean, and we know what it is, but it's like, and it's so frustrating. It was like, dude, it's not even like, a maybe thing. Like, he was clearly like, no, you can't get caught no more dead to rights than you admit on tape to somebody that you are yourself a fucking racist and say fucking nigga and all that and saying all of it. It ain't no like, we don't know, you don't really know us hard on the shit. Motherfucker, he put his heart on display for everyone in the world to see.
Yes, right. What did you not hear?
Kiss my ass. Get out of here. Man. Like, look. And I'm not above Hulk Hogan coming back and putting in some work and coming back. He ain't done none of that shit. He just wants to be forgiven just because he's Hulk Hogan.
It's time because if you go away long enough, they'll forget. Nah, motherfucker, we ain't forget nothing. No. We're documenting this in real time, buddy. Like it's not just cool in these streets for you to come around like we ain't about to boo the shit out you and start some shit online and let these motherfuckers know.
And especially when you throw in the fact that WWE actually wants him back, but
yeah,
it's like, dude, you know how bad that makes you look, given the preponderance of evidence about what you put on your TV screen over the whole entire run in WWE's history of all the race shit you've done. Like, y'all still do it. Y'all still out here making fun of Asian people. Get the fuck out of here. It's so weird. It's so weird.
Crazy, man. But yeah.
We just had a whole thing with Wade Keller about Sambo this week. So
my god!
I just and you want to bring back Hogan, huh? All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Did you get a chance to listen to that?
I listened to 20 minutes of it.
I thought that was some of the most misguided, fake outrage.
I didn't think it was misguided. It was just something I did not know about firsthand. I've heard of Sambo. I always thought Sambo was just a slur, period. I didn't know there was a story about Sambo and him liking nigger cakes or whatever you want to call them. I had no idea about that. So for me, it's it's a possibility.
Correct.
Like, I'm not going to write it off because, like, look, these motherfuckers.
You never know.
Nah, when you out here with a Kimi African Dream, and nope, I can't trust you for shit. So who knows?
I feel like the New Day would be able to be like, if they, I don't know. I don't want to say it's a situation where it's like if they knew this, because I feel like they clearly do. Like,
I don't know if they knew about Sambo, because I damn sure didn't. I mean, I'm not. You know how it is. Like when it comes to stuff, like it's so weird when you come when like this is one of like the toxic things about. I don't know how to turn into a whole racist discussion besides the Hogan thing, but like that's one of the toxic things about racism is the fact that like every fucking thing like can turn into any, like you can't enjoy fucking anything basically.
Yeah.
Like. Because you find out about like the story history, like so much different stuff. It is like you end up literally like Simon, just it's bitter about everything. Like nothing, you can't enjoy a damn thing. Like he can't even enjoy Afrofuturistic. Like Simon can't even enjoy Afrofuturistic, black nationalism or black patriotism, black pride, black feminism. He can't enjoy none of that. Black family. He can't enjoy none of that. Why? Because the man owns the shit. Even though all the art, even though everything about the art, everything about it, and also the politics of it is purely black. That's how fucked up everything is.
Yeah. So with that, like with the New Day, like I guess this is a good place to transition because Josh left a comment. He said, "I've had black friends who weren't wrestling fans that are offended seeing the New Day."
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is like
they're literally dancing, smiling, happy to be there, motherfuckers. Yeah.
I don't know, bro.
My thing is this, right? I mean, you know me, like when this first happened, I still was down on it. I didn't forget. I didn't like because they did so well. I didn't forget like what their aesthetic is. Their aesthetic is fucking terrible.
Yeah. Like, but I think they're like it's more of a joint, like you know how Deion Sanders would be like dancing on the football field or stuff like that. Like that's the way I took it.
I see it as they made a whole bunch of lemons out of that racist ass lemonade. Or they made a whole bunch of lemonade out of that racist ass lemons. That's how I've always seen it with them. That's. I mean, what else were they gonna do? Like, what else were they gonna do with them? If that didn't work out, like Big E could have got fired, Xavier could have got fired. Kofi went back to being a fucking fake Jamaican. Like, yeah, like, they made the best out of a bad situation. That's how I've always felt about them.
Yeah, man. It's weird, man, like, with the New Day, because I feel like they've taken every bit of pop culture they could and rolled it into their act or whatever, and you may need more context with the New Day, I feel like, rather than, like, if you look 1 inch deeper than the surface.
Yeah.
With the New Day.
People ain't got time for that, though.
Correct. I'll give you that.
Like, I'm just like...
if you're not a wrestling fan, why would you look a little bit deeper?
I'm sure there were some really good minstrel actors. I'm sure there were. You know what I'm saying? Like, that don't mean I gotta reach in to reach beyond the levels of what the fuck I see, like, just initially. Mm-hmm. Like, the shit looks terrible.
Well, speaking of something else that looks terrible, SmackDown.
Oh, God.
SmackDown looks like a dumpster fire right now. They added Dolph Ziggler and Baron Corbin to the Fatal 5-Way match now for the WWE Championship. AJ Styles will be defending against Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler, and now Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
And they had 2 heel versus heel matches.
Yeah.
On SmackDown. They insist on fucking AJ Styles. a annual tradition, seemingly, with Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan and, you know, everything they got going on right now.
He can't just, like, have a few with, like, one person. Like,
one person.
Like,
Jinder Mahal got to wrestle, like we had to watch, like, 5 or 6 one-on-one Jinder Mahal pay-per-view matches. We can't get no one-on-one AJ Styles matches.
Like, we can't, like, it's so weird, this, like, his run. It's so weird.
Like, they're trying to turn him into a bad champion.
Like, his past 30, like, after WrestleMania 33, like, his run, like, said is so weird. Whereas, like, okay, they put him in a feud with Kevin Owens. But here's the catch. Instead of letting us be good, we're going to have fuck finishes left and right and ruin everything. It's so weird. Yep. And then we're going to throw in Shane. And, like, Shane actually makes it, like, a hotter feud because in spite of, like, the weird stuff they've done. But then like it morphs into like this. They bring in Sammy, and then Daniel Bryan's been dragged into it, and they've been doing it for so long that it's like it just drags on and on and on. And then like they're having handicap matches, like they
for the belt.
Yeah, and all of this is like just, and literally it's almost like they're trying to make you as miserable with AJ Styles as possible, so that like you will be extra happy to see him versus Nakamura 101. I was like, you don't even have to do that. Just run the match.
Yeah. like, why couldn't Seth Rollins, like, why did he even have to defend the title this month? Like, why couldn't they do a tag team match where if Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn win, they get into the 4-way at WrestleMania, make it a 4-way if they win?
Yeah, or better yet, like, yeah, like just like that, like make it, throw Nakamura in there, seeing the
Nakamura and Styles versus Owens and Zayn. That could have been your Fastlane pay-per-view main event.
Could have done that. Could have made Nakamura put his Royal Rumble win on the line, his title match on the line, and then had him succeed as well. Like there's a bunch of other stuff they could have done besides this. A bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, man. What do you think is like the major thing wrong with SmackDown right now?
They have no mid card. Like, they have no mid-card in there, and they have no mid-card because so many guys have been tied to basically one storyline, and it's been going on since freaking SummerSlam.
So, Jinder Mahal versus Bobby Roode versus Randy Orton ain't doing it for you.
No. It is not. Yeah, like, their mid-card is dead right now, and, like, I'm trying to think, what other match was like that? Well, there was another pay-per-view on Raw that was similar, where there were so many people tied to it, where it just like, TLC, where like you throw so many people into the top that are like your mid card and the top of the card guys into one match, where it's like now you have nothing else to sell on this thing besides one match, pretty much, aside from the women and aside from the women, and like. You need more than that. Like, you need, like, 1, 2, 3 matches. Like, I feel like a good 3-hour pay-per-view is a thing that you can sell on 3 matches. In WWE, for the most part, you can say what you want to about WWE and, you know, whatever Nick packs with you. In my opinion, I feel like more times than not, they do a good job selling you on 2 matches for a pay-per-view almost every single month. Just right now, they don't got it right now. They don't.
And
because
they say
they have 2 title pictures right now between the 2 brands, and 13 people are involved inside of those 2 fucking title pictures.
And they're saying right now what they're trying to do is just, for some reason, they intend on keeping the card secret for WrestleMania thus far, right? Like, to the average fan. Or, you know, for anybody, I mean, we all have an idea what the card is, but they just don't want to confirm it yet. So what they're doing, I feel like they're running a whole bunch of misdirection right now. Like, they're trying to throw shit out there and create conversation where that doesn't actually exist. Like they're putting John Cena in the Elimination Chamber match, knowing damn well he's not about to win no belt and fight at WrestleMania against Brock Lesnar. It's like, why are y'all doing an Elimination Chamber match? Because you're gonna have to beat all these guys.
And no, not even that. Like, that's fine that they're doing Elimination Chamber. I mean, they've done it before. It's fine. Like, they've told fine stories to get out of it, and then whatever else to get into WrestleMania. That's fine. My issue is, if you're going to have 7 guys, if you're going to have 6 guys, you know you have to beat 5 of them to get off a match. Why in the fuck would you add a 6th person to beat?
Yeah, I'm not sure, man.
Yeah, so one other thing I wanted to mention now that we're talking about the women or the men's Elimination Chamber match is that WWE has sent out some polling questions about stuff.
Oh, okay.
Lately. I forgot the one I sent to y'all like last week, but this one is WWE sent out a poll asking who the fans want to see win the Elimination Chamber and face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 34. Now the wrestlers.
Hold on, before you go, I don't know who James is about to like list off to me. I didn't know about the poll. You're getting my live reaction.
Okay, so. You know the 7 contestants in this Elimination Chamber is Elias, Seth, Finn, Braun, Miz, Reigns, and Cena. I want you to guess who got the most votes.
Finn Balor.
Yes. Now, do you think it was close or do you think it was a landslide?
I think it's a landslide.
He won 42% of the vote. The next closest person is Braun Strowman at 19. Well, you want to guess who number 3 is?
John Cena.
No, it is not. It is Roman Reigns.
Wow.
Do you want to guess who is... Cena is after that.
Okay.
Now that we got the 4 out of the way, do you want to guess who got the least votes?
Elias.
No.
Seth Rollins.
No.
The Miz.
The Miz got to it, yes. The guy that you think should be the fucking main eventer and leading on to the company is the guy that got the least amount of votes. He got less than Elias as the Intercontinental Champion, who had 3 good matches in a row with Roman Reigns.
That's insane.
Yeah. It's almost as if Miz is a fucking geek. I don't know. Y'all tell me.
You know,
a very talented
almost.
geek.
It is almost like that, James.
A very, very, very talented geek who should, be given more opportunity to get some of this geekdom off of him, but a geek nonetheless.
You know, it almost is like Miz is a geek rather than, the second longest combined, holder of the Intercontinental title, combined days. It almost is like he's a geek, a man they about to give his own show,
Yeah, you're right. Well, they also gave Dolph Ziggler $1.5 million a year. So, look, you can't.
That's actually the next thing we need to talk about.
You can't tell me that Dolph Ziggler ain't no fucking geek, okay?
So they gave Ziggler $1.5 million to keep his ass there and beat him and make sure he don't get hot nowhere else.
Now the thing that makes me think, like, when they said this reported, like, makes me think, like, I don't really know about this. This sounds too far fetched. Is because just about 2-3 years ago. Maybe, like 2-3 years ago, we found out from Forbes who was making what. And the guys that were making $1 million a year, that were clearing $1 million, it was like 2015 because it was before AJ got there. Mm-hmm. And the guys that were clearing $1 million, it was like the guys from The Shield, John Cena, Brock, Kane, Undertaker, Triple H. And that was it. I think Big Show as well. So that was pretty much it. It was guys that were super tenured and been there forever. That wasn't like Mark Henry or Goldust. And then they've been there for like 20 years, basically, except for Mark Henry and Goldust. And then the Shield guys, Cena. So, like, this is kind of, like, really surprising to me.
Like, they're breaking the mold of their structure, kind of.
It's really hard for me to wrap my mind around that. It really is. That he's making $1.5 billion.
I figured they'd rather pay him rather than watch him do Cody Rhodes and, start making a shit ton of money and selling tickets elsewhere.
But does Ziggler even seem like the person that would be like, fuck this, I'm out of here, I'm leaving, and I'm going to like hit the Indies, like, running?
I mean, he could do it, but the thing is...
He could do it, but it seems like the person that would do it. You see what I'm saying? There's a difference. Because Cody's younger than Dolph.
Right. He's a lot younger than Dolph.
Yeah.
Dolph being at the stage of his career, he's 37 now, I believe, which is crazy to think about it. Be like, like 5 years ago, like he should have been like the man, essentially, or maybe like 4 years ago. I remember, I'll never forget this. In 2012, me and James said, man, like we were coming back and kind of looking for like past links to kind of link guys too. I was like, man, WrestleMania 30, man, that's going to be like Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels. It's going to be Cody Rhodes versus Dolph Ziggler, the main event.
I thought for sure like they were going to like have at least like an IC title match at WrestleMania. But I was thinking along the standards of like, I just got back into WWE wrestling. And I was thinking on the standards of when I was a kid, like, when people get billed in the mid-card, and they're pretty popular, and they have solid matches, whatever, you figure over time, and you see the talent there, you figure over time, like, they will build towards making those guys eventually next stars, whether it's, like, 96 Austin versus Savio Vega to 98...
Rock and Triple H.
It was a 90. You look at where he's at WrestleMania 14, or you look at Rock when he debuts in 96, and then look at where he's at by 90... by 97, and then look where he's at 98, and then he comes out in the end of 98, and he's like the biggest heel in the whole entire business. Like that's what we grew up on. We're like, if you're fighting for mid card belts, like if you keep it going and you keep ascending and keep doing good work, eventually like you will break through. And I had no idea that like.
Shit done changed.
Like that once I stopped watching, they basically said no more of that shit. We push who we want.
Yeah. Ziggler. get your money, bro. I'm not going to tell you how to get or spend your money. It really isn't. Ziggler isn't the one to be looked at in this situation. Shout out to him for convincing WWE to give him that much money, knowing that they fucked the money so bad on this guy. They could have already made that back, James, with that guy. And what they're doing now, it feels like it's a Predator type contract, essentially. Like, you know, for as predatory as $1 million deal could be.
Like, yeah, we get you, so like you can't like actually become the star that you've always had the potential to become, like somewhere else. Even though, like, even if you do become that kind of star, it won't make a single like iota of difference in our bottom line either. So it's so weird.
Yeah,
like it's
like it eerily resembles, and I think you brought this up.
Del Rio. Yeah, like, they brought Del Rio, they paid him main eventer money for, like, the year he was there, or whatever, or for a year, and then they pretty much put him on ice again. Like, they let him beat Cena, and then they put him out there, and he was fighting Kalisto, and then he was, the next thing you know, he was in the fucking League of Nations. Like, and there's just nothing doing for you.
Nothing.
It's so weird. It's like, they want to own everything. They literally want to own everything.
Yeah.
Even if, like, owning everything isn't a good idea, because like owning everything depreciates like what you spend on stuff. Like, I remember listening to Cornette one time talking about someone asked him, like, if you were going to start a promotion and you had unlimited budget or whatever and run TV and it had TV and all this other stuff, like, who would be the top guys you sign or whatever, or whatever, or who would be, say, your top 25 basically? And he was like, well, first, like, if I was going to start a wrestling promotion, I wouldn't try to sign like the top 20 guys in the business, like, because like, you know, wins and losses matter, and I was slot guys or whatever, so I need to have guys who are like, to keep things fresh. Like, I bring in like a certain number of guys, and then I have them beat, you know, the lower guys or whatever else, unless somebody breaks through, and I'll change some things up accordingly. But like, I would say have a steady pipeline of guys coming in like every 6 months or whatever else, or new guys or whatever else. Like, Vince doesn't want that. Vince literally wants all the superheroes. He wants all the toys. And it's like, he wants all the toys just so he can, like, play with them for a second and then move them off to the side to go play with, like, the Cobra boxes.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird. It's almost like a childish thing. And, like, granted, it'd be one thing if he was using guys and then, like, he got bored with them and then he, like, put them in different positions or whatever else. Mm-hmm. He literally just puts guys on ice.
For the rest of their life.
like, imagine, like, think about, like, when was the last times, have we, since, the Cesaro Tyson Kidd and Natalya stuff, at the beginning of NXT takeovers in that era, on the network, have we seen guys go down NXT since then? To, like,
it's been a long time.
Yeah, like, I mean, like, what are we doing here? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, man, it's like, I just wish that they would, I don't know, as far as like with Ziggler, he's a guy that can always had the potential to be so much more. All right, Casey. He had the potential to be so much more, and they've missed the boat on him so many times that it's so hard to imagine that they're going to make use of that contract.
Yeah. Like, has anybody else had, like, more pivotal moments that stick out in your mind? Like, it may be, hell, like, even in WWE's history, where it's like, yeah, that dude had a spot where this dude could have become a quote-unquote star, and then, like, they did nothing with it. Or they didn't capitalize it because, and it wasn't because they did something bad, it's because they didn't care. It amounted to, they really didn't care that they actually could have possibly made somebody. Like, it's so weird in this era. Like, you have, I came back in there because of the pipe bomb. Yep. And then, like, 2 months later, he like, CM Punk's getting beat by Triple H. What?
Like, they was trying to tell us back then, like, hey, man, ain't nothing changed, but I don't know if we recognize the signs.
It's like, this is clearly a star-making performer. Like, this is like the Austin 316, you know? Like, this dude's like, clearly on the insane. And it's like, he did, like, he had a 400-day reign, but it's like, okay, so he comes back, and then, like, he loses belt, like, at SummerSlam, like, you know, the third biggest show of the year to friggin' because of Kevin Nash beating woman's ass. Okay. Alright. Next month, like, you basically playing heel for Triple H in 2011. Why? And then, like, you know, he's chasing the belt more and more, and he gets beat in the elimination Hell in a Cell, and then he gets the belt back in October. It's like, so the dude became hot. You made him chase off, even though he's hot as, like, he clearly cooled off from that point in time, but, like, he's still, like, he made a champ 400 days. He's a great champion, or whatever. He had a heel turn involved, and then he was a successful champion, but it's like, he could have actually gotten to being, like, the second guy to actually, like, really rival John Cena, as opposed to being
but
like
they never wanted
a clear 2 as opposed to a 1B.
They didn't want it.
Yeah, they didn't.
And you know, you can look at every turn essentially with John Cena and CM Punk around that age, what they let who do essentially. Even while John Cena was fighting against Kane and John Laurinaitis, and they insisted that he be in the last match of the night. They buried CM Punk in the mid card. They had CM Punk essentially be a 400-day transitional champion, which is like one of the weirdest type of title reigns that you can ever put on the record. And Ziggler is almost the reverse CM Punk in this scenario. It's like, I'll just take the beating, just keep beating me, just keep paying me. Hey, Dolph Ziggler, get your money. We are happy for you. But look, man, they fucked up with you a long time ago, because you could have been.
Multiple times, I'm not saying that he should have won he should have won against CM Punk in 2012. Or sorry, 2012 Royal Rumble. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that he didn't need to be beaten 4 times or 3 times before Punk finally beat for the 4th time in that match with Laurinaitis. He didn't need that. Mm-hmm. He didn't need to have shit dropped on him by John Cena with AJ. You know what I'm saying?
I remember that.
He didn't need to get knocked out by freaking Gene Hackman. Or not Gene Hackman, Hugh Jackman. It's so very, very weird, his career. So very, very weird. And he had some really great moments, and I'm saying as if he's this is post-mortem, but he had some really, really high moments that could have in any other, if this was a less I don't know, if we were in a different time, would have been a catapult or whatever, or a time where you actually strap the rocket to somebody, where they just basically said nope, we don't believe you because we don't like you for whatever reason. It's so weird. This is the company that we always talk about. They don't take layups. They refuse to take layups. They always want to shoot mid range jumpers. Yes. They always want to do things the hard way. It's if you just take the stuff easy for you, then that's just there. Let fucking Rusev beat Bobby Roode. It's a mid card belt. It doesn't mean anything. Let it happen and see where it takes you. Aside from Daniel Bryan, there's very few examples of them actually going with what the crowd is literally
handing them,
pointing at you. And it's it's so weird because they'll give you the company line of we have a test audience every single week. We go out there and the crowd gives what you want. It's dude. If I write down all the guys that got over as to a certain level, and then y'all squash them, or y'all did something to
cut them off,
to do whatever y'all want to, get one-on-one, whatever y'all had plans based off of what we've already heard before, then it's clearly not the point. That's clearly not the thing. And it's I understand having plans, whatever else, but if you stumble upon something better, use it. Perfect example is when they decided to do the yes move, the sit-in thing. And they went on ahead and did a double header for Daniel Bryan and thing. That is still the best Phil Joe moment at a WrestleMania since I've been back. Yep. You look at what they did this year when guys went down with injury and they had to literally book pay-per-views on the fly. They came up with better cards than they actually originally had planned. Because they actually decided, hey, let's take the layup here because we have no other options.
Yep.
You have to be dragged, kicking and screaming to the right conclusion sometimes. It is really frustrating because you have that thing where you're what the hell are they doing? And then they do so many good things as well. Goldberg was awesome. Braun Strowman has been awesome. Why are you so good at basically your number one thing? You're so good at your number one thing, but
everything else,
it's a struggle. It's so weird.
Oh, man. Let's see. Women's and men's Elimination Chamber matches. Are you looking forward to those, James?
I am interested to see what the women do. I'm interested in what the men do because they're 7th person. So that means there should be more excitement because we are presuming that it starts off the triple threat. So, and also...
What if somebody just gets beat within 5 seconds?
That would be stupid. That'd be a waste of time.
I feel like we can't put it past them. like, you know, much in the way of like, you know, the 2 out of 3 fall match and like, oh, we gonna get an extra, you know, whatever. But I assume it's gonna start with 3 and they're just gonna beat whoever, probably Miz, like really fast and get him out of there.
They're gonna beat Miz really fast?
I mean, they're not gonna do it to Elias because he's coming in the chamber last.
I think you're more likely to see Miz last longer than like Rollins and Finn. Like, I think it'll last before one of those guys go out. I think so.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Balor and Miz could be headed towards something. So we'll see. Miz been talking a lot of shit online to Balor.
Well, I hope so. Like, they should have did this in October. But, you know, they had to go and go back to Bray Wyatt versus go back to Bray Wyatt versus Finn Balor so they could do the pumpkin versus the dude in a shroud. I don't know what the hell that was. They were going to ruin both their careers with that match. Thank God. It's so fortuitous that Bray Wyatt got sick. It's so fortuitous because that could have been the end of his career.
Yeah. The women's match. So who's in that one? We've got, I know the Absolution squad is in there.
So that'll be what, Mandy and Sonya.
Yep.
And then Mickey.
Yep.
And Sasha and Bailey and Alexa. Yeah.
All right. So,
I mean, that's got to be a match where you're like similar to the Royal Rumble, where like, yeah, they're off the road, they're practicing. It's got to be like if given what they've done on TV, since the Royal Rumble. Like, they're really trying with women. And I appreciate it. And it's been really good, especially compared to what they've done before this whole thing. So this seems like a thing, like, they really have to knock this out the park to make this work.
Yeah, man. I'm interested to see, like, who they're going to... if Alexa's going to retain this thing, if she's going to drop it in the chamber to put Sasha and Bailey in position to get their little thing cracking, or like what is Asuka's role in this whole thing, like, as far as, because, you know, she's taking on Nia Jax, and did they keep the streak going? Did they do something ridiculous like some type of non-finish to protect them both? I feel like all scenarios are in play.
Well, I'm assuming. Do you think they put the chamber on before the Asuka match?
Yes.
They put the chamber on. Okay, so I think
so.
I think there might be a situation where like Nia breaks into the chamber and cheats for and basically wins it for.
Oh,
Alexa.
man!
Where it's like there's like a quid pro quo. It's like, look, we'll take care of it. We'll help each other. We'll help each other. And then Alexa at the last second screws over Nia in her match. Asuka wins.
Yep.
And then Asuka goes and swerves Alexa. Goes to take Charlotte, and then the only person left for Alexa to deal with is Nia.
That's probably it.
You're gonna reap what you sow.
That's probably it. And that match is going to stink.
At WrestleMania?
Yes.
Probably. Yeah. Probably.
Yeah, so Ronda Rousey is making her appearance also at the Elimination Chamber, and people don't give a fuck. James,
you know better than me. I've kind of been out of it as far as like following like what people have been talking about.
Okay, so I think there was a thing like where people aren't even really searching for it. Like in the, you know, within the crowd, it was cool to see her the first time, like at the Royal Rumble. Like, if she's just signing a contract, what are they expecting her to do? Are they coming out there, bring her out there to smile and, you know, do all this, or is this really going to be the start of the angle? Mm-hmm. Like, what do you like? I feel like Ronda Rousey is going to be on the verge of getting booed because
unless she slaps a hold on Stephanie.
Correct.
That probably don't like it, or like, you know, hip tosses, not hip tosses, but whatever she had did to Triple H at WrestleMania 31.
I feel like the second they start moving Rousey a little bit faster than everyone wants, you know, her to be moved, it's about to get ugly. Bad.
I don't know, man.
Like, because that smiley babyface shit is not going to go over well.
That's true. I would say, like, they need to drop that and go with, like, she's the badass because, like, she is the badass. She can kick all the women's asses in the locker room. So, maybe
like, why are they playing with it?
Like, yeah, like, no one really wants to do the smiley babyface with her. Especially because, like, the bloom's off the road as far as that. Like, after that whole thing with Holly Holm and then getting her face rocked getting her cheeks rocked off her face. Like, it's like that. Those days are over. Like, you need to come in here and just basically, take lessons from your friend Shayna.
Yes, just start, bearing down.
I mean, like, you ain't gotta like literally like being female Samoa Joe, but like, or low key female Samoa Joe. But you need to come out here and be like, look, I'm here to kick all ass. Whatever else, get behind me or don't. But yes. I'm doing my thing.
Yes. And I think
actually try to make a babyface with attitude as opposed to just talking about it. You know,
I think that would be the best form of action for her to take, down to the language even. Like, let her do a little bit more, be like, make it feel real. Mm-hmm. Like, her shit should not be like scripted. I don't know how good her talking is. I don't think it's very good.
We need face off Ronda Rousey.
Right.
We don't need interview Ronda Rousey where she's smiling, she's pretty and great smile and whatever, looks like a star and everything is all pristine.
Nah,
whatever.
I need to walk that ring walk.
We need face to face, like face to face in the weight room, face to face. Like face off thing. After the weigh-in, like
I don't want to see no smiling,
like
none of that. All that smiling shit. That's just for. Like, get that shit the fuck out of here. I'm not interested at all.
I mean, the thing is, like, well, people are already, like, people are on the fence on it anyway, or probably more towards, like, being off the fence and then on the fence. So, like, you need to, like, do something better than what you've already put out on that one appearance.
Crazy. So let's go to a couple of these questions before we get up out of here. So Kyle says, would it be better to do like the first brand split and have the brand exclusive pay-per-views on? Simon says, I'm not interested, period. Oh, man. He said, would it be better to do the first brand split and have the brand exclusive pay-per-views on alternating months instead of all co-branded? I don't think so, because then these storylines would be going on even longer.
And given where they are right now, and think about how they've done the brand split so far with the when they've had the pay-per-views, when like SmackDown would have these long droughts of weeks or like
nothing
6
happening.
weeks, 7 weeks before pay-per-views, and they would do a whole like it's like the Travis Scott and DJ Mustard said a whole bunch of love and a whole bunch of nothing. Like, they've done a whole bunch of nothing. They'll just put it out there and just let it go out there and drown and tread water. So, let it. They desperately do not need that. They need to actually have a big event to actually like influence them towards actually like building it and giving a fuck and making TV interesting, as opposed to, this is week 6 of this. Cool, awesome, great. Think of how like this is straight off coming off of what we went through with Rob from Survivor Series into Royal Rumble, where like there was nothing for 9 weeks, 10 weeks,
essentially. Yeah.
Like, did that feel great to you? No.
Next question, also from Kyle. He said, "Is Jeff Jarrett really going to cement himself as the greatest finesser in professional wrestling history with a Hall of Fame induction?"
Maybe, I don't know, man.
Jeff Jarrett. We were going to do a whole show about Jeff Jarrett, which still may come.
You really want to do a whole show about Jeff Jarrett?
I don't know, but Jeff Jarrett is a finesser of the utmost degree. Yes. I would agree, Kyle. I don't know anybody else who's been getting by for this long on that much ability.
Well, my question is height an ability?
No. Height is a gift. You can't teach that, as they used to say.
I'm just asking, because as we said, there's a guy that has won like 7 or 5 or 7 feuds, like worst feuds in a year, and like where are these great cane matches?
I think Josh can help you with that.
I better go grab a magnifying glass and start looking through his Pro Fight DP, because
man, Jeff Jarrett is Jeff Jarrett's just been, it's not even that Jeff Jarrett is like bad, is that he's just regular.
Nobody has ever been given, almost nobody has been given more for so little. Like, I would love to mention like Triple H is one of all-time great scammers, but like Triple H is like still one of the best workers like of the generation, like of all in WWE in the company. Like what is like the great like? Has he ever had like a really great match?
I think you can say Shawn Michaels versus Jeff Jarrett from In Your House, but it's Shawn Michaels. Like, I mean,
everybody had their best match with Shawn Michaels. And Shawn Michaels and Brett back in that era. So like, okay.
I mean, I said it like this. I think the best moments of Jeff Jarrett is a YouTube clip called Jeff Jarrett's Greatest Hits.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen it, it will bring a smile to your face.
Yeah, and all it is like 5-minute compilation of him just whacking people over the head with guitars from WCW and I think a little bit of TNA. But that's pretty much it. Like, yeah. I think some WWF stuff, like when he hit Moolah was in there too, or whatever. But yeah, like that's all he has.
Just real kind of like middle of the road, nothing excellent.
He was a bottom mid card guy.
Yeah, I'm not here for.
And that dude was able to make whatever because of the situation he grew up in. Like he's able to start his own Fed,
start being world champion, and getting tight with Vince Russo and Jeff Jarrett, everybody,
and no one like really kills him for it. Like really, like the people that like you think like obviously because of Cornette and Jarrett's in his dad's like situation or whatever, like he doesn't kill him, but like if Cornette didn't know him, Cornette would murder Jeff Jarrett. He would murder him every chance he got. He's one of the most do nothing motherfuckers ever in the history of be like to have this kind of run. Like why would he be in the business for 25 years? Why would that make any sense? What has he brought to the game besides
just mad
money?
regular.
Scam motherfucker. Bruh.
Scamming.
The Global Force Impact shit is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard in my life.
Yes.
This dude starts a company, leaves the company, makes a different company, brings the company back into the fold, and then was able to change the original company he left. Was going to change the name into it. How the fuck do you pull that off?
Absolute scammer. Finessing. King of finessing. And if he finesses himself into the Hall of Fame, Jeff Jarrett should literally walk out on the stage and be like, I'm here, and just walk off.
And my question is, what the fuck has he done to be a Hall of Famer besides the fact that like the bar for being a WWE Hall of Famer is so low? But like, what was his best run in WWE?
I guess when he started hitting the women.
Great.
Yeah.
So when he was fighting like China, he was set up to fight China and shit.
I would think that's it. Simon says, how are you a finesser and get played all at the same time? Only Jeff Jarrett can explain that. Simon.
Hey, in the words of Young Jeezy, it's all in the game. Free throws and fouls. That's the best way I can explain it. Like, you win some, you lose some, but sometimes you got to charge to the game. Like, that's the best way you can do that. Oh, man. But I guarantee he won a whole hell of a lot more than he ever lost because, like, that shit. Like, tell them
Jeff Jarrett.
Tell them the story that Sierra told us about Jeff Jarrett.
Oh, my gosh.
Tell them.
Jeff Jarrett, apparently, and this goes to Jerry Jarrett. So,
yes,
they didn't want Jeff working the territory. So, what they did was sent Jeff to another territory and acted like he was not the son of Jerry Jarrett.
Yeah.
To scam folks into booking him.
Yeah.
Was that all?
That was pretty much the gist of it, and then like it somehow worked over, and then like I think eventually he does go to Memphis after that. I don't remember. Like as a fucking honky tonk motherfucker, like I don't like it's not like he's like the first honky tonk motherfucker. Like there was already the honky tonk man. There was already like oh my god, I'm blanking on his name. Like I don't understand how the fuck this worked in the late '80s and early.
There
90s.
was already a Ric Flair.
Yeah.
There was already a Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, and that's not even the best part. Like, the fact that, like, during the steroids thing in 92, if Vince had went into the clink, the person that was going to actually run the company as the booker was going to be Jerry Jarrett.
So his dad was about to finesse Vince for WWE.
Yeah, like, there's another one where Pritchard says that at house shows, Jerry would run, like, either, like, the B or the C house shows.
Yep.
Will book them, and he was putting Jeff over all the time. So, like, you hear the stories about, like, something goes bad, whatever else, Bruce, Cornette, Ross, Patterson, they would get their ass reamed out. So they said that like I think it was Patterson and Pritchard and Vince and Jarrett. And they're like driving out somewhere, and like word finally got back to Vince and what was happening. So he's like, "You're gonna have a meeting." He's thinking like he's gonna get his reamed out because clearly he's a fucking heel. Like he's a mid-card heel. Why the fuck is he winning so much?
Yeah, in the main event or whatever.
Or that too. On fucking like C house shows. So they leave, and then Jerry, and then like there was an earshot where they can hear like Patterson and either Patterson or Ross with Pritchard, and they can hear the conversation. And they can't hear nothing because it wasn't loud. It wasn't no scream fest. It wasn't he wasn't getting motherfucked or nothing like that. So they come back, and then Jeff Jarrett's like, I'm gonna do Pritchard's version of Jerry Jarrett's voice. He's like, I can't believe that he said so many mean things to me. And then the meanwhile, Pritchard's like, son of a bitch, he ain't say shit to you. You know something motherfucked by Vince or through an intercom or over a headset? You mean to tell me that, like, come on, man, I hate that. Like, their whole family is full of charlatans, snake oil salesmen, motherfuckers selling elixirs and shit.
All right, check this out. So Jeff Jarrett was out here in the early 2000s out here coming up with the concept of doing a weekly pay-per-view wrestling promotion. Yes, every time we want to watch you, we have to pay. Every single time, James. What? And it fucking worked! Look, I don't know, man. If Jeff Jarrett goes in the Hall of Fame, we will be back with more of these jokes, more of this clowning, and yes, I died laughing when I heard the story that Jeff Jarrett might go into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess we got this segment off, but like, you know, one of the best. I think the best way to leave it is the same thing we always do with Jeff Jarrett is talk about the dude that I can't remember who it was, but the guy that was in the Rise and Fall of WCW DVD, where he says Jeff Jarrett broke 95,000 guitars, never drew a dime.
I think it's 10,000 guitars.
Okay, 10,000. I forgot the number. It was an exorbitant amount of guitars.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I can't even say the word.
Exuberant.
Yeah, exuberant amount of guitars. Yeah, there you go. There's an abundant amount of guitars.
Let's see what other questions we got here. So Simon said, which WWE title will look worse? Yes, Mike Graham said that. Which WWE title will look the worst heading into the dual brand pay-per-views? During the first brand split, it was the World Heavyweight title. Well, this is an easy one. The one Roman isn't holding.
Yeah.
So I don't think the WWE title is ever going to see the main event again.
I mean, I'm barring something weird.
Them unifying the belts or some shit.
Yeah, jeez. You can't unify the belts. You got to keep the two belts. Like, you really because you know what's going to happen if you unify the belts. You know where that belt's going. It's not going to be on SmackDown.
Yep.
Like, it's like, okay, so these guys, it's similar to the reason why like I have such an issue with Raw. It's like, okay, so these guys are all fighting each other. And the opportunity is to eventually get a hold of Brock Lesnar in 3-4 months. Cool. Like, so you got to go through all this stuff just for opportunity to challenge Brock. Like, he's saying song, like he's that high on the fucking mountain, huh?
Well, all right. I'd rather just go to SmackDown. They just come out with a list for the opportunity, you know? So let's see. Brian says, will the lower mid-card pay-per-view, will the lower mid-carders get pay-per-view time ever again if they choose to make the dual brand pay-per-views top-heavy? Probably not.
Maybe one person, maybe like one act or one match gets on like that, maybe.
Yeah, I think we're going to be going into a situation where there are 3 matches.
Actually, I would say 2 matches. I'd say 2 matches because of the 4 hours. If it was 3 hours, then I'd probably say maybe 1.
They'll probably use a match. They'll do a hot opener, put it on some bullshit, and then do the bullshit before the main event again. I don't know why they insist on doing that. Just if it was me doing a show, I'd want to go like this, like
for people that are, because it's an audio medium.
Correct. Going up a mountain.
Yeah, he basically put a 45-degree angle upward, like, you know, as if it's a steady progress upward, as opposed to, you know, up and down, up and down, up and down.
Yeah. Last question. Jeremy says, "Who do you want to win the Cruiserweight tournament?" James, I don't know if you've seen any of these matches yet for the Cruiserweight tournament, but
I have not, but I heard they're really good.
It's been really good. I I want Cedric Alexander to win because I think Cedric Alexander is a great wrestler. But I think you can also get behind the idea of Roderick Strong. You can get behind. Let me see who else won their match. They had Mark Andrews win. They had TJP win. They also
was Dunn on there?
Pete Dunne was not on there. No.
Okay.
Tyler Bate was on there, but he lost in the first round.
To who?
TJP.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
I don't know. For me, it's Cedric. I think he's just athletically spectacular. I don't know if he can talk like that yet, but I remember hearing a couple things from him that were pretty good. I think Drew Gulak has a lot of fans out there, especially he's not doing the corny politician gimmick. Jack Gallagher's about to come back next week serious with wrestling gear on, so that's going to be interesting. Like, he's ditching the suit.
He's not going to fight the suit no more?
Nope.
Is he a face again?
Who knows? So we'll see how they decide to show it. I actually I need to watch that Tony Nese and Drew Gulak match. I heard it was really good. Drew was super aggressive. Nese was like excellent as athletically, like he's always been. But yeah, man, 205 Live is pretty lit right now. So if you guys haven't seen it, make sure you guys check it out. But I think that's going to wrap up the show, James. I don't know if we have anything else on here.
Yeah, I really don't know. I think we should do, unless there's something big that happens over during the week. I think we should probably do a Black Panther podcast then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't know who hasn't seen Black Panther yet, so we didn't want to go too much into it. Let you enjoy it. Let you wear your costumes. Let you wear, whatever you want out there and enjoy it. But it's Killmonger section on this side, bro.
Wow. I ain't got nothing to say.
Yeah,
I ain't got nothing to say. I don't know what you looking at me for.
Yeah, man. So make sure you guys check out the rest of the lineup on the Social Suplex Podcast Network. Tuesday, you're going to have Keeping It Strong Style with Josh and Jeremy. You're also going to have the Ricky and Clive show all the way from Scotland. And the SMC Podcast will eventually release another show. What else do we have going on? Oh, YouTube coverage, covering the Mixed Match Challenge all the weeks. So by the time it's over, you'll have a nice little playlist. Thank you to all the new subscribers on the YouTube channel. If you are looking for the YouTube stuff, I'm going to eventually start making these videos. I'm waiting for these shirts to get printed. But I'll be doing like videos for YouTube, like, putting my face with the words. Right now I'm just putting some audio stuff up right now, but yeah, we're gonna try to get that cracking. But that's going to wrap it up pretty much for One Nation Radio this week, or One Nation Live. All-Star game tonight, James. I can't even say who you got, East or West, because they've decided the East is taking so many beatings and they got to help LeBron out even more, so they've rigged the All-Star format to help him compete.
Well, not really, because everybody on his team got hurt, or half of everybody on his team got hurt, and they replaced with East All-Stars.
God's plan.
I mean, you want to talk about guys? You want to talk about the music videos they popped out?
Sure.
So, like, the Kendrick Lamar All the Stars was SZA, and then Drake's Got Plant. Like, I think those are two very, very positive, uplifting, fantastic music videos.
Loved them.
I saw God's Plan and him had money to those families, and like I literally had to hold back tears. It was great. That was one of the things he did. Like, for a person that's a diehard Florida State fan that hates University of Miami with every fiber of his being, and knowing that like he was in Overtown, which is so many miles away from the actual Coral Gables campus of University of Miami, like. I could have picked that apart and talked all the shit, but like it was so great that he did that, and it was wonderful. Shouts out to Drake.
Even if it may have been like an NCAA violation, putting the University of Miami on there, that's advertising. We don't know what palms were greased or anything like that. So
whatever.
I won't drop no dimes for the NCAA. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed the video a lot. And I liked the song the first second I heard it. The first time I heard it a couple months ago, video only confirmed it.
I liked the song, but I thought I was like, oh, that's not a. I don't think that was good enough to be a Drake single. Like, I wasn't moved like it was. Like, it wasn't like, please hold on, we're coming home. It wasn't like freaking one dance or anything like that. But like, the video is so great that it's like, all right, well, the video makes the song even better. It enhances the song, so whatever. This is his job. All the Stars was like visually just stunning. Like
I didn't see that one.
You haven't seen it? It's incredible. Like all of the freaking worked-in sets are just so great. Like there's actual like panthers on by it, and like it has all this African artwork involved in it, and like it's just so like colorful and beautiful, and it's fantastic. So yeah, like shouts out to I guess the 1 and 2 guys in the rap game for putting out great music videos.
Yeah.
Eventually Kendrick, because because of how good Black Panther was, and the way you've been on me about the Black Panther soundtrack. Eventually, I'll get to it.
Yeah,
I'll actually make it a point to actually listen to it this week.
That and the damn album. I don't know if you haven't heard
the damn album. I haven't done To Pimp a Butterfly either. Look. No, I'll check out.
I'm not even saying To Pimp a Butterfly.
Look, not even, look, listen. Look. There is nothing you can do to actually move me to listen to any other rap past 2015 unless it's something like I deem important. Like the Black Panther thing, I'll check out or whatever. Like, but there's only maybe a handful of music that I've heard.
Damn is the best rap album since Paper Trail. Damn is a 5 mic album. I don't think To Pimp a Butterfly is.
I heard the same things. It still don't move me. I don't care. I've heard the J. Cole albums. Haven't heard those either. Like the last one I heard was
Hey, you heard Family Music Life though. So yeah, I look if you want to check out some real hip hop and you don't want your favorite artist all up in the and their producer all up in the videos. You can stream Rich Latta Family Music Live right now on Apple Music and Tidal and everywhere else you get your music. So that's gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna check out this Tony Nese and Drew Gulak match. I want to see how they had this man out here looking this week. They say they had him looking psycho. So we'll see how it all goes. But thank you guys for rocking with us this week on One Nation Live. Make sure you check out all the other shows and keep showing us love in the reviews, in the comment sections, in your ratings, and all that. And if you're going to New Orleans, let us know so we can all meet up. Peace.
Later.